Hey there, welcome to Drew Bentley Guitar. Thanks for spending your guitar time today with me. Let's take a look at Melissa, this awesome song from the Allman Brothers. We'll make it nice and easy, do a beginner version, and learn all the chords. All right, so the song starts with an E chord and does this really cool thing. See, this next chord configuration looks like the E chord. See, it's spread out. So if you put your third and fourth fingers, or your second and third fingers would go for an E, move it this way. Put your first finger on G2. You get that. Now there's open strings at the top. It's an F sharp minor with a B and an E, so it's like F sharp minor 11. The name doesn't really matter. It's cool sounding. Now you don't want to play the low E string with that. I think during the live version it might have it a little bit, but the recorded version for sure it doesn't. The next shape you just move 2 frets higher. The same thing happens again. It's like a spread out E. It's a G sharp minor, and it has some other notes in it, like the E note for G sharp and whatever. That's not really what's important. What matters is that these chords sound awesome. So basically, it's the 1 chord, the 2 chord, and the 3 chord in the key of E with some open strings added into it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to strum a 16th note pattern. So don't get all confused with that. We don't have to worry about making it too complicated, but basically the right hand's going tuka tuka chaka tuka chaka tuka chaka chaka 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. When you play guitar, generally rhythms have an 8th note or a 16th note subdivision. So basically, to simplify this, we're just going to go down, down, up, down, down. And the next chord, down, down, up, down, down. The next chord, down, down, up, down, down, and back to the chord before that. It's 4 chords for the main pattern. So when you get really accomplished with strumming, your right hand kind of never stops moving. So you'll notice I've got these like dummy strums happening. So if I do this like with a little more like a proper strumming pattern, so more like this. So there's a little more like this bounce going on. We'll work on that. The third chord he does play a little different than the second and first. The third one was a little less busy. So basically, again, not playing the fat low E string. That doesn't sound so great when you play these chords, but the E chord certainly does. Okay, so that's our intro, right? During the verse, the same thing's going to happen, and then we have some more chords. So it's like, sing on the play the E chord again, and this F sharp minor chord again, F sharp minor 11, and then it kind of takes that little adventure. We have an A chord to a B minor. This is A minor form on the 2nd fret to a C sharp minor, and then to a D chord. So if you can't play those yet, you can play an easier version of A, kind of these 2 strings. The B chord could be those 2 strings, C sharp minor can be these 2 strings, kind of building as you go, the D chord. So that sounds like this. So if I throw that into the verse, we have go by pretty fast. There are only 2 beats. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4. Then we have E again, and then this guy again, and this guy again. And then we're going to take this one further and do that. Boy, is that cool. So it looks like this E chord shape, the stretched out E thing, which are actually minor chords, into this, it's an A chord up here. It's actually, again, getting fancy. It's an A add 9, but that doesn't matter. So that we go to C major 7. It's the easiest chord known to man. Well, maybe not, but second finger on A3, third finger A3, second finger D2. Just like that, nice wide open chord, and then this B bar chord. So as you're working towards getting these bar chords to sound out, you can play the simpler versions, just play those 2 strings if you can't quite do that. So here's the whole verse, what it sounds like. Now we have an interlude. It's the same as the intro. And to the second verse. There's all this fancy soloing going on for a different lesson. It's basically an E major or E major pentatonic scale. Dickie Betts, great guitar player. Lots of cool stuff happening on top of this with volume swells and bends. It's beautiful. But right now we're looking at the acoustic kind of interworkings of the song. There's another verse next. It's the same chord pattern. This guy, here, and then to here. And then it does the 2 measure thing again. Up to here. And then this major 7. And another interlude. Interludes are always the same. It's just this simple pattern of 4 measures. Well, now comes the bridge. So some songs have a bridge, and this one definitely does. It's usually 8 measures. The Beatles called it the middle 8. It's kind of a song within a song. A bridge sounds like it's would be good standing on its own, but it kind of makes the song more full, I suppose. So this song has E to D to A to B, C sharp minor to A, and then B, and then B. So that's like this. So it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I'm playing the rock A here. It's kind of borrowing my first finger. Let's measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7, measure 8. Third verse. To the end of the song, the whole entire rest of the song is this big fat solo on this. So the Allman Brothers and some of the Southern rock stuff, it's kind of like jam music, right? So you kind of make a template solo on. And actually, a lot of my favorite music is like that, where you have this kind of chord progression, or in this case, this vamp. It's kind of a vamp, simple thing. That's just great for soloing. So you get all set up and everything's set up, and you can just rip on it and play extended solos on top of that. So how are you going to put this in your fingers is the question. So we have to get through the chords. E chord is first. This F sharp minor 11 has open strings. This G minor is kind of like a G sharp minor with this sort of no man's land G sharp minor chord. It's like a G sharp minor 6th and F sharp minor 11. So it looks like this. This guy's first, this guy, and this one. Back to here. It's beautiful, right? Then E again, and F sharp minor 11, and then we have the A chord to B minor, C sharp minor, and D. Those are just 2 beats each. So it gets a little faster than here and up to here. Aha. And then major 7, and then to this B chord. Such a beautiful song. It is so much fun to play this song. It's you can do that all day long, right? Sometimes I do. So if you want to get your looper out, play the first 4 chords in that pattern, and then you can play your E major scale stuff over top of that, or E major pentatonic scale and the solo on top of the chords. Play right along with the record. I think the record's slightly out of tune. Like the recording is, I think it's a little bit out of tune. Some of the 70s stuff is a little wonky. So I think I remember finding this one to be slightly out of tune on the recording. But that's okay. Take your time with it. Do it nice and slow. You can just do down strums first. Kind of work up to that strumming pattern. That was down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 down. And on the third one, he does play it a little differently. Make sure you avoid that low E string. You don't want to thump that low E string during these chords. Doesn't really sound so good. It's kind of abrasive. And enjoy playing the song. It's a beautiful song. Great to play if you're playing acoustic shows, or play by yourself, or just cool to jam with friends. You get together with some friends and just, if you want to have a jam session, you can play those first 4 chords and spend an hour just learning to solo over top of those chords and kind of go back and forth with each other. But really fun song to play. Thanks so much for spending your guitar time with me today. Again, I appreciate that. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. There's lots of lessons on their way, along with gear reviews and other types of guitar material. Always guitar here in my world. So thanks again. I appreciate watching the video. I'll catch you at the next lesson.